Bum. Hey, happy Mother Loving Friday. Welcome to another episode of Uncorked Poetry Podcast. My name is Tamora Israel, aka T, and I will be your host tonight. So, for those who are returning, happy Friday. I hope you had a good week. For those who are new to the Uncorked Poetry Podcast, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. This podcast is basically about poetry. The purpose is in the name. We talk about poetry, we talk about poets, we talk about writers, we talk about writing, we talk about art, and we talk about all things words. So if you're new, thank you for listening, and we hope we have a good ass show planned for you. Yeah, I feel like that was a good intro. I feel like that went well. Okay, so this week, again, for those who are new, I usually have a guest, but this week you just got me. Sometimes it happens. I don't mind it. I like to talk. So happy Mother Loving Friday. Welcome. So I want to start with, well, let me just tell you that today, in lieu of a guest, we're going to listen to Amiri Baraka's Dope poem because I love that poem. It is so wonderful. And I did a little sound check earlier today to make sure you guys can hear it, and it worked. So hopefully it'll work again so you guys can listen to it, because just reading it myself just does not do it justice. I feel like Amiri Baraka is one of those poets where you just need to hear him. You need to hear him do his piece. He puts inflections in different places as intended in his mind. So we don't just start anywhere. I don't know what that was about, but Amiri Baraka, I feel like he needs to read his own words. I don't think I can do it justice, his poem justice. Also, Amiri Baraka. So I'm gonna calm the F down. And also, I want to talk about Chef Lovely's TikTok. I feel like not enough people are up on Chef Lovely, and she is poetry in motion. And oh yes, we're gonna talk about it today. But where I want to start today is this thing that I saw, which caused me great distress. So we're gonna talk about this ish today. Also, there's like some kind of storm going on. I'm in Georgia. It's been happening like every night for like 2 months. Like it's hot as hell outside, and then storm. So if I just disappear, like it's a storm, my bad. Anywho, so I want to talk about this thing which has caused me great anger. You know what? Not even anger. I guess I'm more curious. Or let's talk about it. So I came across somebody who said that the next verses that needs to be done, for those of you who don't know, verses is a battle between artists, usually hip hop and R&B, and the whole point is to put your whole catalog against the next person, and you go song for song, and the audience or whoever's listening determines who the winner is, and it's a real cultured following kind of thing right now. It's really fun. So someone said that the next versus battle should be between Mary J. Blige and Toni Braxton. Here's my problem. Nobody can touch Mary. I said it. I don't care. Okay. I'm a Mary J. Blige fan. I love me some Mary. And let's just talk about it for a second. Okay. Do you think that Mary J. Blige and Toni Braxton can go song for song, catalog for catalog against each other? Just think about it, right? Because, okay, Mary, Real Love. That's my joint right there. Sweet Thing, oh, all day, every day. No More Drama? Please tell us about it, Mary. Oh, Lord have mercy, tell us about it. And I mean, the Not Gonna Cry, the Black Woman's I Had Enough anthem. Listen. But we can't pretend like Toni Braxton ain't been out here like putting it down for 20 plus years, right? So when I think about her, I think about Another Sad Love Song, because that's one of my favorite Toni Braxton songs. I really love that song. Breathe Again. That video was gorgeous. That dress, what? That white dress with the slit in the side and stuff. Everybody's like, oh, we getting one of those. So that's for sure. And You Mean the World to Me. Like, that song is bomb. So I don't know. Maybe they can go back to back, but honestly, I don't think Mary J. Blige, I don't think Toni Braxton can touch Mary J. Blige in a versus battle. I just don't. Like, I think Mary would wash Toni. It would be interesting for like the first 20 minutes, and then we get into the real Mary catalog, which is so huge because she's the queen of hip hop and R&B, right? She's done like so many remixes with so many people. She's written for so many different people. Once she brings that catalog, come on. So I think she's in a league all of her own. I'm not sure if anybody can touch Mary the way that she is. Yeah, and I'm staying on that. Okay, taking that home. So that's what I wanted to start with. So tell me what you think about it. If you're watching live, put it in the chat. If you're listening to the podcast, check out the Uncorked Poetry Podcast Facebook group, and you can find this video there. And you can put your opinion in those comments about Toni Braxton and Mary J. Blige. Let me know what you think, because I'm Mary, Team Mary, all day, every day, twice on Sundays, because Mary, duh. So happy Mother Loving Friday. Welcome to another episode of almost like Coffee with Teas. That's what we do on Tuesdays. This is Uncorked Poetry Podcast, and I don't have a guest today. So today it's just me, but we have some fun things planned for you today. Like we're going to listen to Amiri Baraka's, dope poem, which I can't wait to get into, and we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to talk about Chef Lovely. We got to talk about Chef Lovely. Lord have mercy. For those of you who don't know, Chef Lovely is a chef. An actual chef, and she has her own TV show, and she does a bunch of TikToks, and it just, you know what, we'll just get there when we get there, and then we'll talk about it. But for now, let's get into Amiri Baraka. So I think I did a troubleshoot earlier this week to make sure that this whole system worked. So I hope it works for the people streaming, and I hope it works for the podcast. I guess we will find out right the F now. So let's see how we do this. I did this earlier. I got this. Fear not. Well, maybe fear a little, because I am the one doing this. So, aha. Okay, I got you. All right, y'all ready? Let's do this. This is a poem, I guess, that reflects living in Newark, but I guess living in any ghetto. Mm-hmm. It's called Dope. Yes, the pain in dreams comes again. Race pain, people are people everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Are people, yes, people, every people, most people, yeah, most people in pain. Yes, the pain and pain today. Oh wow, it must be the devil. Oh wow, it must be the devil. It must be the devil. It must be the devil. Oh wow, yeah, devil. Oh wow, must be the devil. Must be the devil. Must is be the devil. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be him, no Lord. It can't be DuPont, no Lord. Can't be no Lord. No way, NASA, no way, Jose. Can't be the rich folks. They's good to us. 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 I know that Master told me so. I see it on Channel 7. I see it on Channel 9. I see it on Channel 4 and 2 and 5. The rich folks good to us. Poor folks ain't shit. Hallelujah. Oh wow. Everything gonna be different after we die. We ain't gonna be hungry. Ain't gonna be pain. Ain't gonna be suffering. Won't go through this again after we die. Oh wow. After we die, it's all gonna be good. Have all the money we need after we die. Have all the food we need after we die. Have a nice house like the rich folks after we die. After we die, we can live like Reverend Ike after we die. Hallelujah. Must be the devil. It ain't capitalism. No, it ain't that. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Life's unfair, but it ain't capitalism. Must be the devil. Oh wow. It ain't the police. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. You know Rosalind wouldn't, or Lillian. His drunken racist brother ain't no reflection on Jimmy. Must be the devil. Goddamn, I tell you. The devil killed Malcolm and Dr. King too. Even killed both Kennedys and Pablo Neruda. Overthrew Allende's government. Killed Lumumba and is negotiating with Stephen Fetchit. Sleeping, eating Birmingham over there in Salisbury. Going under the name of Ian Smith. Must be the devil. It can't be Foster. It can't be apartheid. It can't be imperialism. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Can you hear him saying his State of the Union message? I swear on Rosalind's face-lifted Catatonia, I wouldn't lie. Nixon lied. Haldeman lied. Dean lied. Hoover sucked too, but Jimmy don't. Jimmy wouldn't. Jimmy ain't lying. It must be the devil. Put your money on the plate. It must be the devil. In heaven we'll all be straight. It can't be Rockefeller. He gave Amos Pootbooty a scholarship to Behavior Modification University, and Genevieve Almost Right works for his foundation. It must be niggas. It can't be Mellon. He gave Winky Suckass a fellowship in his bank. Put him in charge of closing out
citizens. I heard it on the rookies. I swallowed it whole on roots. Wasn't it nice? Wasn't it nice? Slavery was so cool, and all you had to do was wear derbies and vests and train chickens and buy your way free if you had a mind to. Must be the devil. It wasn't the white folks, them lazy niggas chained themselves and threw their own black asses in the bottom of the boat. Well, now that you mention it, there was a certain king ass black Uwasi to help throw your ass in the bottom of the boat, your mama, your wife, and you never see it no more. It must have been the devil. Give me your money. Put your money in this plate. Heaven will be here soon. You just gotta die. Just gotta stop living. Close your eyes, stop breathing, and bam-o, heaven be here. You have all of what you need. Bam-o, all of a sudden, heaven be here. You have all of what you need. That assembly line you work on will dissolve in thin air. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, wow, wow. Just gotta die. Just gotta die. This old world ain't nothing. Must be the devil got you thinking so. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be Morgan. It can't be capitalism. It can't be national oppression. Oh, wow, no way. Now, go back to work and cool it. Go back to work and lay back just a little while longer till you pass. It's all gonna be all right. Once you're gone, give me that last bit of silver you got stashed there, sister. Give me that dust now, brother man. It'll be okay on the other side. Your soul be clean, be washed pure white. Yes, yes, yes. Oh wow, now go back to work. Go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. Go back to work. Yes. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yes. Yes. Amen.
Bro, Ham, like, first of all, let me figure out how to do that. All right, cool. We'll probably listen to that again, but I wanted to get that out there because Amiri Baraka is a genius. So I wanted to play that. We're gonna play it again, like I said, but hold on. Let me just stop sharing. There we go. I wanted to play that to listen to who Amiri was, to listen to his words before we got his background, because his words are so, like, important's not even a word, bro. Like, essential. Like, that poem is essential to me. You know, it's a breakdown of what the ghetto's like, was like, what the hood is like, what America is like. You know, you can have happiness, all you gotta do is die. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame the white man. Just be happy that you got a little something. That ain't enough no more. We want more than a little something. A lot more. So Amiri Baraka was born Leroy Jones in 1934. He lived until 2014. He is a writer of poetry, drama, fiction, essays. Um, he was born in, I believe he was born in New York. Let me double check. Which is, yep, that's right, the greatest state ever. Yep, that makes sense. I believe so. So, there we go. Where he got his name from. Why he changed his name, right? From what I've read, he went to Cuba. Amiri Baraka went to Cuba. And he soon disassociated himself from he used to be part of the beat poet movement. For those who don't know, beat poets were, some of them were, those French hats, and they, spoke in beat poetry, snapping, all that. After he went to Cuba, he deassociated himself from the apolitical beat movement, because they were apolitical, and he wanted to address racial politics. And after the assassination of Malcolm X, that's really what changed his life around. And he disavowed his old life, including his old wife. That's a story for another time. And then he changed his name from Leroy Jones to Amiri Baraka. I wonder if anybody out there has had that feeling of, like, I don't know what else to call it than a revelation, when you learn something about the world and then you decide to add that something to your everyday world, You know, have you ever seen something that made you stop eating meat, or made you recycle more, or made you go to rallies or support BLM? Is there something in your life that you found that's bigger than yourself that made you become more active within that thing? I'm just curious. If it is, let's talk about it. Throw it in the comments, or talk about it wherever. What I liked about, well, not what I liked about, but what stood out to me about Amiri Baraka's poem, one was everything. There's a lot of things within that poem that are phenomenal. It's the black pain for me, it's the black pain on display. It's the disillusion of black pain. There's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. You have the same that everybody else has. Like, everything is good. There's no racism. Go back home. All you have to do is die. Right? A lot more than that. Let's do a lot more than that. I wouldn't lie. It must be the devil. It must be the devil. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of church. Because I grew up in a Black Baptist church from born to like 16 or 17, when my mom said, you can finally decide whether or not you want to go. And I went to church several times a week. Don't do that to your children. Don't. And I was a precocious young child, and my grandmother used to take us to church all the time, and she thought that maybe I didn't have enough God in my life because I was a little precocious, very curious. I love to take things apart, can never put them back together. It's a thing I used to do. So anyway, she thought that when I was baptized the first time at like 7, it didn't work. So she tried again at 12 because things are starting to ramp up by then. And not a thing. Still didn't work. I'm still me. But that line, "It must be the devil," really reminds me of church, because the devil is so prevalent within religion, obviously. And at times I feel like we as people, especially we as Black people, we blame things, or used to blame things, on the devil instead of who is behind it, which is the United States of America. Okay. The devil didn't take your job away from you. The devil didn't make racism. White people made racism. Okay. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. That's really what that line makes me think of, and where it brought me to. It brought me right back to church, sitting in the back pew waiting for my grandmother to be done. What does that line remind you of when you think of "it must be the devil"? I feel like that's such a wild accusation, right? Who blames the devil? So when you hear that, what comes up for you? Another thing that caught my eye was everything's going to be different. Right? He said everything's going to be different. All we need is da 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 da, and everything's going to be different. It's not. Everything's not going to be different. Active change is the only thing that's going to make things different, and everyone needing working the same time for the same change. And I've had this Killer Mike quote in my head for a while. I hope I'm not too loud for you guys. I hope my mic's not too loud. I've had this Killer Mike quote in my brain like for a little bit. I heard it on The Breakfast Club, and I just can't forget it. Actually, I think I heard it online. Anyway, Killer Mike said, "If all of us do a little, none of us have to do a lot." I think about that shit all the time. Like, if all of us do a little, none of us have to do a lot. Just think about that. If all of us do a little, none of us have to do a lot. If all of us get behind the same idea of equality, equity, slowing down or gutting the racial wealth gap, if all of us did a little bit, none of us would have to do a lot. I think that's one of the problems with, I wouldn't say a problem, but an issue in community organizing, which is the lack of people to do all the work. There's usually a small group or a set group of people putting all the work in, and that's fine. The community is benefiting from it, and those people are angels. Those people are putting in work for free most of the times. But if everyone in that community did a little bit to help those grassroots organizations whose main goal are to make our lives better, things would be easier. If all of us did a lot, none of us have to do a little. I really like that quote, and I really like Killer Mike. Like, who doesn't like Killer Mike? I wouldn't lie to you. It must be the devil. Can't be Rockefeller, right? Assuming that people who give us money can also, if you give us money, you're also infallible. Now y'all know damn well that ain't true. Hey, what's up, Tara? If what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I wouldn't lie to you. It must be the devil. Can't be Rockefeller, right? Rich people are not infallible. Nobody's infallible. We're people. People are screwed up individuals. So I think that line that Amiri Baraka had in his poem, I wouldn't lie to you, must be the devil, can't be Rockefeller. He did this, and that. Just because they did that doesn't mean that the things that they don't have to answer for, the things that they've done before, that they don't have to continue to support the community that they may have directly damaged with their decisions on developing. Like, that doesn't go away because they gave us money, because they gave money to whatever. There's still a job that needs to be done. And I think that's important. I think it's important to work with people. Like, there's no way through or on the way to, I guess, racial equality. Hopefully, I will see that in my lifetime. Hopefully, I'll see that in my lifetime. But we can't do that without each other. I truly believe that. I know there are other people who believe that, people of color should stay to their lane and only, work with people of color. I respect that, and I have no problems with that, because we all work within our whatever we're able to do. We all have different experiences and different life groups. I don't know what the fuck that is. We all have different experiences that lead us to different places and different thought processes. So it's okay if we all have different ideas of how we get to equality, as long as that is the goal, right? Let's start talking about the goal more. I think that's another thing that I really enjoyed about Amiri Baraka's poem, Dope, was he's not just telling us about the ghetto. He's explaining exactly what's happening, exactly what's wrong with it, and how to fix it. He gave us not just instructions, but they were also fun to hear, right? Who doesn't love to learn and have a good time? That's another thing I really enjoy about Amiri Baraka. Also, he pulls no punches, not a single one. He doesn't care about your feelings. Nope, doesn't care. And I agree with that. As a person who goes to therapy on a regular, and as a person who enjoys having conversations with people with a goal of helping. I like helping people. It's the thing I like to do. Also, I think that in order to have actual systemic change, somebody's going to be upset, right? It's going to piss somebody off. That's just life, right? But we got to agree to not give a fuck. I don't care. Like, what's more important? Your feelings or me making it home at night? I'm gonna say me making it home at night. That's the wrong damn hand. I'm dyslexic, man. Y'all know what I meant, though. If you watching, my bad. If you listen on the podcast, nothing happened. Anyway, so that's another thing I really enjoyed about his poem, and I just find Amiri Baraka just interesting. If you can hear. You can hear. There's YouTube. Go and listen to some of his interviews. He pulls zero effing punches, and I really enjoy the way that he performs his poems, because coming from the beatnik kind of revolution, or the beatnik kind of genre. There we go, genre. I feel like he comes at poems differently. You know, they have like a really cool kind of beat to it. And even though it's about social change, there's a little bit of beat, beatnik in there, but it has some flavor on it. Like it just sounds good. I just enjoy his delivery. And I found him in college. He's been a wonderful reference for fuck you, pay me. Right? If y'all you better make it home tonight. I will. Or the rap will be felt. That's my homie Tara. She's a shit. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold up, I'm gonna get it. Amiri Baraka. Well, ain't that about it? I gotta stop smoking weed. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna stop smoking weed. I guess making it home at night was where I was talking about, and Amiri Baraka just being dope as hell. And I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I met him in college. Yeah, the way that he performed his poems and his beatnik kind of flavor, like he put some oomph on it. And I try to do that with a bunch of my poems. That's not where I learned it, well, probably where I learned it from, but also just not just I used to try to please people with my poems, right? That's a losing battle. If you're a poet, you can't, first of all, you can't please everyone. Just by being a person, you can't please everyone. It's not possible. I have tried. Many people have tried. Many people have failed. The best avenue is your own, right? Go into your own lane, do your own thing. People might not understand, but your lane ain't for them, right? They don't have to understand. As long as you understand it, that's all that matters. So learning about how to come into my own lane as a poet, not worrying about what other people think, and not writing poems for other people. I might write it for a genre, for a subject, for an event that happened in my life. But when I'm writing a poem, I'm not thinking, I hope the audience likes this, because that's a losing battle. If you start, I feel, you don't have to listen to me. I feel that if your goal is to entertain everyone in the room that you haven't met yet, you will never entertain those people because you haven't met them yet. You don't know who your crowd's going to be, right? So just write for yourself. I learned that one the hard way, trying to learn how to write for people and just writing for myself, writing for a situation, writing for whatever happens in my life. And that's another thing I learned from Amiri Baraka, which is writing parts of myself, even the ones that hurt, even the ones that I don't even want to talk about in therapy. That's the beauty, I think, one of the beauties of poetry, which is kind of like, they're like these hidden situations and these buried emotions put into this poem, and they mean something different to every single person because everyone's life experience is different. And I think that is one of the beautiful things about poetry, which is you can read it and it means something different for everyone else. And putting your own little Easter eggs into your pieces that you can later on down the road come back and look at, and as a poet, as a writer, notice your growth. That's another thing that I learned from not just from Amiri Baraka, but also from other writers, which is to go back and look at your old work. It's gonna hurt, okay? If you are a new writer and you go back and look at your work a year ago, listen, get a glass of wine and maybe call a friend, because that shit hurts. Because growth is painful. I know that a lot of times we glorify, not that we glorify, because growth is essential for humans, but I feel like, you don't have to listen to me, but I feel like we talk about growth as if it's roses, as if there are flowers that are going to come from the dirt, but dirt is still dirt. Okay? Dirt is still dirt, and growth is painful. That's why people don't want to do it. If growth was easy, everybody would do that shit and we all be happy. But it's not easy. Growth, not just growing, because the idea of just growing is I feel like a far off idea. But I guess shedding the old parts of yourself, or even noticing them, right? calling out the old parts of yourself that maybe you didn't really want to acknowledge, you know, and telling that part of yourself that I see you and your habits have to change, and then actually changing them. Growth is hard, man. And for those who are able to continue to do it successfully, shit, they should get a ticker tape parade, man. We should be having like a goddamn you made it parade every like month for people who just keep pushing, man. For people who just keep trying. For me, that's the mark of greatness. That's what greatness means to me. You know, not just keep trying, but learning from the things you tried. Excuse me. Learning, retaining the lessons of the past. I think that is the mark of greatness. That's what it looks like to me. Greatness looks different for everybody else, obviously, you know, because we all have different experiences. But for me, greatness is growth. Love to see that shit. Love to see that shit. So we're going to listen to Amiri Baraka. We're going to listen to the poem one more time, and then we'll pick out some other things that we missed the first time. And then we're going to talk about Chef Lovely, because Lord have mercy. I don't know why the Lord put Chef Lovely in my life, but I'm thankful. We'll talk about it. But for now, let's jump back into this Amiri Baraka poem, Dope. I think you will like it again because, well, that's the wrong thing. Because it's dope. I'll stop. That's the last one. Mm-hmm. I'm lying. I'll do it again. All right. See, we watched it before. We're gonna watch it again, and hopefully it won't be too loud. So let's jump into this. This is Amiri Baraka's "Dope," and hope you like it. Let's start from the beginning. Bam. Let's do it.
Living in any ghetto. It's called dope. Ray light morning fire lynch yet. Yes, the pain in dreams comes again. Race pain, people are people everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Are people, yes, people, every people, most people, yeah, most people in pain. Yes, the pain and pain today. Oh wow, it must be the devil. Oh wow, it must be the devil. It must be the devil. It must be the devil. Oh wow, yeah, devil. Oh wow, must be the devil. Must be the devil. Must be the devil. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be him, no Lord. It can't be DuPont, no Lord. Can't be no Lord. No way, NASA, no way, Jose. Can't be the rich folks. They's good to us. 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 I know it. Master told me so. I see it on Channel 7. I see it on Channel 9. I see it on Channel 4 and 2 and 5. The rich folks good to us. Poor folks ain't shit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh wow. Everything gonna be different after we die. We ain't gonna be hungry. Ain't gonna be pain. Ain't gonna be suffering. Won't go through this again after we die. After we die. Oh wow. After we die, it's all gonna be good. Have all the money we need after we die. Have all the food we need after we die. Have a nice house like the rich folks after we die. After we die, we can live like Reverend Ike after we die. Hallelujah. Must be the devil. It ain't capitalism. No, it ain't that. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Life's unfair, but it ain't capitalism. Must be the devil. Oh wow. It ain't the police. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. You know Rosalind wouldn't, or Lillian. His drunken racist brother ain't no reflection on Jimmy. Must be the devil. Goddamn, I tell you, the devil killed Malcolm and Dr. King too. Even killed both Kennedys and Pablo Neruda. Overthrew Allende's government. Killed Lumumba and is negotiating with Stephen Fetchit. Sleeping, eating Birmingham over there in Salisbury. Going under the name of Ian Smith. Must be the devil. It can't be Foster. It can't be apartheid. It can't be imperialism. Jimmy Carter wouldn't lie. Then you hear him saying his State of the Union message. I swear on Rosalind's facelifted Catatonia, I wouldn't lie. Nixon lied. Haldeman lied. Dean lied. Hoover sucked too, but Jimmy don't. Jimmy wouldn't. Jimmy ain't lying. It must be the devil. It must be the devil. Put your money on the plate. It must be the devil. In heaven we'll all be straight. It can't be Rockefeller. He gave Amos Poot Booty a scholarship to Behavior Modification University, and Genevieve Almost Right works for his foundation. winky suck ass a fellowship in his bank. Put him in charge of closing out mortgages in the low-life Pittsburgh Hill nigga section. It can't be him. Yes, sir. 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 Put your money in the plate. Don't be late. Don't have to wait. You're going to be in heaven after you die. You're going to get all you need once you're gone. Yes, sir. I heard it on the Jeffersons. I heard it on the rookies. I swallowed it whole on roots. Wasn't it nice? Wasn't it nice? Slavery was so cool, and all you had to do was wear derbies and vests and train chickens and buy your way free if you had a mind to. Must be the devil. It wasn't the white folks, them lazy niggas chained themselves and threw their own black asses in the bottom of the boat. Well, now that you mention it, there was a certain king ass black Uwasi that helped throw your ass in the bottom of the boat. Your mama, your wife, and you never see them no more. It must have been the devil. Give me your money. Put your money in this plate. Heaven will be here soon. You just gotta die. Just gotta stop living. Close your eyes, stop breathing, and bam-o, heaven be here. You have all of what you need. Bam-o, all of a sudden, heaven be here. You have all of what you need. That assembly line you work on will dissolve in thin air. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, wow, wow. Just gotta die. Just gotta die. This old world ain't nothing. Must be the devil got you thinking so. It can't be Rockefeller. It can't be Morgan. It can't be capitalism. It can't be national oppression. Oh, wow, no way. Now, go back to work and cool it. Go back to work and lay back just a little while longer till you pass. It's all gonna be all right. Once you're gone, give me that last bit of silver you got stashed there, sister. Give me that dust now, brother man. It'll be okay on the other side. Your soul be clean, be washed pure white. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow. Now go back to work. Go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. Go back to work. Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes. Amen.
Man, listen. First of all, let me close that. There we go. Wait, I'm not good at this. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it. Anywho, I hope that sound was okay. How you feel? How you feel after listening to that? Genius, man. Just genius. He packed so much into that poem. That blacks shackle themselves. We just shackled ourselves and threw ourselves into the bottom of the boat, right? The idea that, you know, it's all over. You know, don't worry about slavery. Okay, slavery wasn't that bad. That's another thing. Slavery wasn't that bad. That's what, I don't know about you guys. I went to school in the 90s, about to show my age. And in high school, we were taught that we watched Roots, things were pretty bad. And then, you know, the 60s came around, and then, you know, Right to Vote, and now we good. We studied Harriet Tubman, of course. We always study Harriet Tubman. And the lack of Black culture, not even Black culture, the lack of Black knowledge I learned in high school is on the track for America. I was going to say shocking, but it's just not. It's just not shocking. The lack of Black studies is evident. Yeah. And just didn't learn a lot. You know, we didn't learn a lot from Black writers. We didn't learn about the contributions that Black people made to America, to our society, to the culture, to the American culture. You know, not just Black culture, but American culture. Where would American culture be without Black people? You're welcome. The way that he spoke about politics and politicians, can't trust politicians. That, here's the thing. I'm torn about that, because I enjoy politics. I like watching politics. It kind of reminds me of theater, you know, theater for really smart people. I used to say it a different way, but times have changed and I've grown, and I'm nicer. Theater for really smart people. And I think that some politicians have the best of intentions when, you know, when they walk through that threshold. of community service, but somehow the big machine takes over, and you just become part of the working. What do I trust politicians? No, no, but I do, and I want to look forward to their ideas. I like ideas. Let's bring more ideas to the table. Let's figure out how to make our community stronger, whatever community you live in. That's what I want to talk about. Like, I want to talk to politicians about not just how to make our community better, but the steps that we take to do it. I want to make a plan. So when I think about politics and politicians, it is interesting to me. It's also, I think, an avenue that I'm interested in. And I'd like to see more politicians be less politician-y. You know what I'm saying? Don't, first of all, don't kiss my baby, you nasty so-and-so. Don't touch my baby. We need to stop all that, okay? Don't be picking up people's baby. That's nasty. We don't know where your hand's been. I would like all that to stop. I like you know what I want? I want a politician to just come out and just be like, you know what? I'm just here to make a couple buckets, make some dollars, making my community a little bit better, and then I'm outie. I would even respect it more, if politicians just told the truth. But that reminds me of this line that I heard in the movie, and I know when I tell you the movie, it's gonna blow your mind, but this line has always been a thing that I go back to when I think about the crowd mentality and what a community going forward looks like, right? And it's in the movie Men in Black with Tommy Davis. I'm gonna say Tommy Davis Jr. No, I don't think that's a person. I can't remember his name. Tommy and Will Smith. I know that dude. Will Smith, and at one point, it's after Will Smith gets beat up by the super jumpy dude. Again, I don't know what names are, okay? This is how my brain works. So the super jumpy dude was like going on, like climbing up the stuff or whatever. And then Will was like, what the ever? And then he got up to the front and, he's running all up on that thing, right, like that, whatever. And got to the top. And then like the dude was like, I'm gonna change the world, something like that. And his eyes blink. And Will was like, whatever. So the dude jumps down. Will was like, yo, this is crazy. So the movie goes on, whatever. And they're trying to catch like this big bug motherfucker. And this big bug motherfucker is just like, I'm a big bug motherfucker, whatever. Right? And he had like this thing in his neck. It was crazy. Watch Men in Black. I'm telling you, it's so good. And at one point, they get tired of like getting their asses beat by the aliens and shit. And they sit outside and they're just trying to like figure out how to move forward and shit. And I keep saying Tommy Davis Jr. You know what I mean? Anyway, so him and Will are sitting on the bench, and Will is like, we can tell people about Men in Black. Like, we can tell people about aliens. We can tell people, that there's something other out there. People can handle it. And Tommy was like, Will Smith said people are smart. And Tommy said, a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals. That line in like 1997 or some shit like that has stuck into my head every time I think about a crowd mentality, which is a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals. And going back to Amiri Baraka's poem and thinking about politics and politicians, do you think that's why politicians do? I don't even know why I'm saying like this. Do you think that's why politicians don't tell the truth? It's not. I think a lot of times it's greed. Thank you, Kathy. Tommy Lee Jones. Thank you. For everyone on the podcast or watching on the live stream, the story I was just talking about with Men in Black, his name is Tommy Lee Jones. Kathy is the best. She's always there when I need her. So yeah, he said that people are dumb, panicky animals. Do you think, well, one, do you agree? Because that movie came out in the late 90s. Do we still agree that a person is smart, but people are dumb, panicky animals? Do we still agree with that? And also, do I think, we as a collective, as a community, as an individual, do you think it's possible for politicians to tell the absolute truth about what it would take to turn their community around. And could we as a community take that kind of honesty? Because we can't even like agree on masks right now. You know, a life saving small cloth apparatus. We can't even decide on that. Life saving. Heard that part. Can people handle the truth? I think with the rise of COVID has answered that. And the answer is a resounding no. We cannot handle the truth, even when it's backed up by logic and science. We still don't believe it. Also, a government, as people of color, giving us plenty of reasons not to trust these motherfuckers. Tuskegee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty of reasons. Another thing that really resonated with me about his poem was he said, put your money in the plate. And again, like that brought me back to church, because my grandmother used to bring me to church, right? And I would sit in the back pew because my grandmother's an usher. And for those who don't know, an usher is a person who walks around the church and kind of greets people, helps them to their seats, and gives them the program. Ushers are essential to keeping church not just going forward, but quiet, because we don't want people coming in loud and stuff like that. So I used to sit in the back pew with my grandmother, and she would tell me constantly to, one, be quiet, and she would give me money to put in the plate. So there was this thing that I used to call TV when I was a kid, but it was like worship time where the music would speed up and everybody would dance and stuff like that. And that's when everyone would walk around, because it's a joyous thing to give money to pay your tithes, you know, to give money back to the church for the building fund. For the building fund. You know what you did. Mm-hmm. So it used to pain me for my grandmother to put $3 in my hand, and I got to put it in his plate for God. But he don't need no money. I do. That was another thing that was always so curious to me about church and the house of worship, right? Because if there's no house, can you worship? The answer is yes. But church for my grandmother was a lifesaver. Church was everything to her. Church made her feel accepted. Church gave her a place to, shed some of her woes. Gave her a place to find like-minded people who believed in the same thing that she did, and who are all Black and struggling and quote unquote sick of the man and trying to find a way forward. Church was that for her. You know, church was a safe haven for her. It's not like that for everybody. It wasn't that like that for me. I'm glad that she enjoyed it though. But in his poem, he said, put your money in the plate. When I think about that, not just about my grandmother, I also think about, people like Joel Osteen, whatever, who has these mega churches and, making millions of dollars in private jets and stuff like that. And Jesus don't need that. God doesn't need a jet. You don't need a jet. Business class is fine. You get peanuts. Who doesn't like peanuts? Other than people who are allergic to them. Just saying. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Another thing that I really enjoyed was he kept coming back to after you die, right? You can be happy after you die, right? You can follow your dreams after you die. You can have equality. All you gotta do is die. And I do not ever propose to speak for Amiri Baraka, because I would be wrong to. But what his poem meant to me, especially all you have to do is die. What it brought me to was the idea of being a strong Black woman, right? Just keep getting back up. You don't need to talk about all this stuff, right? You don't need to talk about your woes. You don't need to talk about how you got back up. Just keep getting back up. You can be happy when you die. You can be safe when you die. You can rest when you die. Or you can do that shit now. Um, I think uh, the idea of a strong Black woman has held us back. I think it has caused mental and emotional trauma to women and families. And I think it's taken a really, really long time to break out of it. And we're just starting to call it what it is. So this is going to be a long journey. But to all the quote unquote strong Black women out there, um, therapy is great. It isn't for everybody, but talk to somebody. Right? Even strong people need people. You ain't got to do this alone. So that is all I have for Amiri Baraka today. But we're going to talk about Chef Lovely right quick because, one, Chef Lovely. Okay. So switching from Amiri Baraka's dope poem, which we listened to twice. And if you didn't hear that, check the podcast out in 2 days. It will be up then, and then you can re-listen to that. But for now, if you're watching live, we're going to move on to Chef Lovely. So she has a TV show. I found Chef Lovely. My mom watches a lot of cooking shows all the time. And sometimes, I'll be hanging out with her and she'll just watch the cooking shows. That's how I found Chef Lovely. And she is quite lovely. She's a very beautiful young lady. But I think, one, she's quite attractive. And the way that she does her TikToks, the way that she does her, no, I think it's just her TikToks, are kind of, I don't want to say salacious, but you know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. If you're watching live, you're about to get into this. If you're listening to the podcast after it's over, check out Chef Lovely TikTok on, you can Google it. You don't have to download TikTok if you don't have it. But for those who are on the live, let's watch this right now. Da, 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 da. Okay. Look at the eyes. Right? I don't even know how to say that word. Kirsten cheese? I don't know what that is. I put some on there. Look at that. I don't know what a fig is, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what that is, but I eat the hell out of that. I don't quite. Yeah. You see what I mean when I say poetry, emotion? Okay. One, she's quite attractive, and two, the way that she looks at the camera, salacious. Also, what's a fig? Does anybody know what a fig is? I don't know what a fig is. I don't know where to find one. Is it on a tree? Does it grow out the ground? I don't know where to find it. Can you find it at the grocery store? Do you have to go to, I don't know. Where do you, what's a fig? Is my question. And does it taste good on cheese? And anybody else catch how to say that cheese? Because I didn't. There was a C word and lots of consonants after. I don't know what they are. But that sandwich looks delicious. Don't know what a fig is, but I eat the hell out of it. I try it. I would try it. So for those of you who are on Chef Lovely's, who follow her on TikTok, you understand the admiration and the love that I have for Chef Lovely's amazing cooking. And it's the eyes, man. It's just the way she looks at the camera. It's appreciated. Huh? You thought it was going to be dirty, didn't you? No. It is a new day, people, okay? I am learning how to be my best me, and my best me is kind and courteous. My best me is working on it, okay? Mind your business. I'm trying a little bit. So before we get out of here, one of the things that I talked about today was greatness is growth. I want to end on that today because listening to Amiri Baraka has really made me feel the buildup of the writer in me, for people who have a thing that not just means the world to them, but like a thing that's a part of you. Do you cook? Do you write? Do you dance? Do you run? I only run if someone's chasing me, but if that's the thing that you do, fine. Finding that thing that you love, and then finding strength in that, and allowing that thing to help you grow, not only as an artist or as a runner, but also as a person. And Amiri Baraka, his writing has been that for me. His writing has been eye opening. It's been honest. It's been in your face, and it's made me feel a responsibility as a poet, because we do have a responsibility. I believe that people who share their work with the world have a responsibility that goes with that work. Um, but some people, it doesn't really, it's not that damaging. If you're a chef and you just came up with a new way to make a cheeseburger, first of all, hit me up, okay? Because I love cheeseburgers. But secondly, that's not going to cause a huge ripple within society. But if you're a person who adds educational content or writing, singing, something like that, a person whose content or talent is consumed by the masses, I think there is a responsibility that comes with that gift and with that position. And I think it is our job as writers to explain the world around us in ways that other people can understand. No writer writes the same way. And every writer sees the world differently. And I enjoy reading about those different worlds. And I want to contribute to that, but I also want to do it as my best self. I want to contribute to society as a writer, as my best self, as a person who has grown from an immature child who used to laugh at farts, kind of still do. It's funny, to a person who can sit down and have a conversation about community organizing and about making the place that I live and love better. And people like Amiri Baraka and Maya Angelou are some of my heroes, and they've helped me to see the world through their eyes and allowed me the lessons and the growth to grow from their words, right? Their words help me better explain my world, right? Their words put more education and more lessons into my vocabulary, into my repertoire, and I'm grateful for it. So that's what his work means to me. That's what Amiri Baraka means to me, which is growth, and growth to me is greatness. Because growth is hard. It is hard to grow. Growing pains, growing from a situation, growing from a child to an adult, it is all painful, which is why a lot of people don't want to do it. Learning how to grow without hurting the people around you as you do grow and shed the toxic parts of your yester self is a hard thing to do. Keep going down that path is also hard. And sometimes you need a pat on the back. So here's your pat on the back. Sometimes you need to know that you're doing it right. If you keep getting back up, you're doing it right. But, every time you get up, talk to somebody about it. Talk to somebody about your fall, and help somebody else get up. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for listening to Amiri Baraka's Dope Poem Twice. Thank you for indulging me with Chef Lovely's TikToks, which make me extremely happy. If you haven't seen her TikToks, go watch them. You'll see what I mean. It's the eye contact. I've had a dope-ass, fun-ass Friday. I hope you guys did too. Thank you for watching. That's it for us today. Remember, hurt people, so keep an eye on your pain. Stay safe, Godspeed, and we'll see you next week. Go Yankees! All day, every day.